You reject yourself first, before the world rejects you. And all you need to do is do the opposite. Accept yourself and never bar yourself from anything. Never ever think something or someone is too good for you. And this will only sink into your mind truly if you understand the law of assumption. If you do not have a spiritual background, you will feel delusional or feel like I am teaching narcissism. But if you understand the law, you know exactly what I mean. You truly are the main character of your life. Everyone else is you pushed out in your personal life as taught and demonstrated by Neville Goddard. The world is stemming out of your imagination, like the characters of your dream. The characters in your dream are as real and feel as real as this reality, aren't they? Well, this world is just a more denser dream. As it is stated in the book The Kabbalion, the all is mind, the universe is mental. And there is nothing but God in this world, as Neville stated unnumbered times. So you, in your world, are an individualized aspect of the only thing that is real. That is, God became man so that man may become God. Now the God within is seeking a unique experience from you. That is why we have been bestowed with a gift of speech and mind, which makes us equal to the immortals, as Hermes Trismegistus said. Meaning, God of the all, has bestowed upon you the gift of freedom of choice. You make unique choices, God makes them true in your world. It is like role-playing game. The avatar in the game is your body and your ego, while the true player is controlling the avatar. That is the inner man, the only real thing. Therefore, you are quite literally the main character of your life. But here is the kicker, you give yourself superpowers, or be as worthless as some side character in a video game. Because God will not stop you from making poor choices either. As Hermes said, the gift of speech and mind is given to you. But you must learn to use it wisely, isn't it? If you make poor choices and reject yourself all day long, compare yourself and feel as though you are not good enough, can you blame God for making this true in your world? You see, the law of assumption only makes sense when we realize what this reality is. It is a dream world, created for the appeasement of God to live a unique life experience. As there is nothing but God in this world and your own wonderful human imagination is God, as Neville said. The amnesia that is put upon us is also very important to have a genuine experience. Because if God knows that this is just a mere game and he is all-powerful, he cannot truly have a unique experience. God completely lost himself in man so that he can experience what it is like to be a man. So, you are the main character of your life, and that is established. How do you now gain from it? It is by these simple rules that Neville gave to us. The golden rule and never bar yourself. The golden rule states that do unto others that you would like to be done unto you. So never imagine unlovely things for another, as what you imagine will in some form manifest in your life. The other may or may not suffer from your unlovely imagination, but you definitely will. And never bar yourself means, never say that I can't afford this, I can't have this, I am too poor, this person is too good for me. That is, never reject the inner man's desire. If you understand the inner man as explained by Neville to be the Christ within, you know that all things are possible to God. So, who do you think you are rejecting the desires of God within? Do you think God has any limits? If not, then never bar yourself. As Neville told the story of him being invited as an honored guest in the most exclusive clubs that were reserved for select few so-called important people. He said, I never barred myself thinking that I have no background, I am not important. He strived to see himself being fulfilled in whatever that he desired. So, these so-called clubs of very high-standing people invited him with even more honor than they would give to any ordinary member. You see, there is no background higher than that of being from Source. There is no status higher than being one with God or Christ within. Who is to hurt you if God is with you? And he is literally within you and all about you. As Jesus said, I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. It means, only God is real. And God has manifested itself on infinite levels. The Father is the inner man. The Spirit of God animates you and experiences this life through you. So, it is infinitely greater than your ego self, as it is everywhere at all times. But it has individualized itself and subjected itself to you, to choose. Self-imprisoned to experience unique human life with limitations. But these limitations are only in the ego, they do not apply to the inner man. This is why, when you say I can't afford this, you are speaking from the perspective of ego. But can the inner man really not afford something? Doesn't that sound absolutely absurd from the perspective of God? It does, doesn't it? This is why I stated in the beginning of the video that it is vital for you to understand the law of assumption first, to comprehend any of this. I have made many videos about the law. I will put the link in the description. If you are new to the law, you might think that this is solipsism or narcissism. But have you ever wondered why narcissists get away with everything? They get their way almost all the time. Because as twisted as they are unconsciously applying the law, and their inflated ego gets them what they want. So, they never bar themselves. But where they fall short in, is the golden rule. They do unto others that which they would not like to be done unto them. So, it comes back to bite them. It is not a very genuinely happy life. But you see the law working in their favor in real time. The main character syndrome or the lucky girl syndrome have the same underlying principle. The rich keep getting richer and so on. Because they are not barring themselves from it. So, self-rejection is the culprit standing in your way, not the world. The world is a mirror, forever reflecting who you are being within. Neville Goddard. Therefore, self-acceptance and thinking from the point of view of the inner man is your salvation. Ego cannot afford it, but God already has it. Therefore, identify with your infinite self. Make your supply to be infinite via the inner man. Imagine what you want and fulfill it within. Imagine lovingly for others and it will be given back to you. And so you will craft a blissful experience for the inner man. And you will be pleased as how the inner man never fails you. What you imagine with conviction invariably comes to you. As Neville Goddard said, each seed has its appointed hour. If it be late, then wait, for it will surely not be late. Your one and only job in this game of life is to choose wisely in imagination. What would it feel like if whatever you wanted were true right now? You are to master the gift of speech and mind, and the magical part is in the hands of the one who is greater than you. This makes you quite literally the main character of your life. Others are the main characters in their lives. But in your life, if you make yourself inferior to someone or something, you have reduced the inner man to that. Then do not be surprised when it becomes your experience. So never bar yourself. There is no greater origin than God. There is no greater background than the infinite. There is no greater force than the all. And it is all within you.